What is up, boyos?
Hello.
This is Last Week in Games.
I like that pause.
I wanted to top your pause from last week.
It was pretty good. Yeah, it was a very long pause.
Yes. My name is Jake. That over there is Nick.
Where?
And today, we're talking about a bunch of video games that were announced and Epic Games. Nicholas, how are you, sir?
Yeah?
Nicholas Conan Sapon.
Nice. I like because of the hair.
Yeah, yes, the cloth.
I gotta make sure that it, stands 4 feet above my head. I'm doing all right. I had a really bizarre weekend, dude. Can I tell you about my weekend?
I would love to hear about it.
Can we fill this space with my weekend?
I would love to hear about your weekend.
So Saturday, I did fuck all. I did fucking nothing. Zilch, zero, squat, diddly, nothing. It's too hot. It's too hot to go outside. It's like 98 degrees. Today's a cooler one.
It's beautiful
but it's
today.
Still, windy. But yesterday, this weekend was atrocious. So Saturday, I didn't do anything. I did a little yard work before it hit 90. That was it. Sunday. So some friends are in town. And these friends are very well off, we'll say. They come into town and they're like, hey, let's go get some brunch on us. I'm like, fuck yeah. Well, why not? I'd love to get myself a breakfast burrito. So
I love free food, yeah.
We go at like 10 a.m., get some breakfast burrito, get some mimosas, get some free shit, all paid for. Then they're like, hey, we're staying at this resort. You should come by and chill out. And we're like, all right, I got nothing else to do. We go to this resort that they're staying at, fucking Lazy River. Also, all the drinks are on them. So we're like, hell yeah, dude, get me a Moscow Mule. Fucking chilling in the Lazy River with a Moscow Mule. Fucking get out, order a Blue Moon, get back in, Lazy River. And then, on top of that, everybody's chilling out. We're about to leave. And they're like, hey, what are you guys doing for dinner? And we're like, no, we don't know. Like, you like sushi? We're like, yeah. So then they're like, hey, come on, let's go to the bar. And they've got like a sushi deal completely on them. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. All of Sunday was just like a staycation with some. It felt like I wasn't even here. Like it felt like I got transported out of my life and just became the laziest motherfucker ever, but also the richest. And it was fantastic.
Sounds lovely.
The hookups were real.
Sounds wonderful.
And then I woke up late this morning for work, and
of course, because you drank like 16 Moscow Mules, and
I know.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it.
I didn't want to extend. I didn't want to extend. Myself.
No. For sure. My week was also wild and crazy in different ways.
Yeah? Okay.
So first of all,
you lost your house. You lost your car
in a flood. Yeah.
Wow, it flooded. Holy shit!
Dude.
We only live like 10 minutes down the road, and your house flooded, and it's fucking 96 over here.
First of all, last week,
96 Celsius, by the way.
Oh God, my computer is having a heart attack.
That's fine. It'll make it through.
Give it a second. Are we good? Okay, we're smoothed out.
Wow, you did it.
I don't know what happened there. My computer just decided to.
I know you can't hear the claps, but you did it.
We'll edit that. We're still live though, so we're good. Conway, thanks for being here. My week was crazy last week. Back into it. First of all, first thing, I saw Billie Eilish live in concert, and it was awesome, dude.
Was she alive? She's alive. You
Oh,
saw
because
her
it was
alive.
live. Yeah.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
alive.
Okay.
She was
No, that's
alive.
good.
It was wild. First of all, I'm not the target demographic, which I don't care because I think her music is awesome, and I thought the live performance was awesome. But lots of teenagers. Crowd was very loud. The loudest crowd I've ever heard in my life. It was like a Beatles mania sort of thing. Um, like at one point, she goes from one side of the arena to the other side of the arena, and she like goes up on this platform and like floats around the
It's kind of
audience.
like I saw your Snapchat or whatever. It's kind of like a miniature crane
Yeah,
or
and
your
she
TikTok, wherever you posted. I
yeah,
don't
and
know
she
what
like
it
goes
was.
around and she's like ocean eyes or whatever, and
Yeah.
and but like I didn't see her go to the other side of the stadium, right? So
Right.
I just see the crowd on the floor, which is all standing room down there, start running and screaming and yelling,
And
and
you're
I'm
like,
like,
oh no,
we're under
there's a
attack.
fire.
Yeah, I'm like, we're under attack. Because they're all running away, screaming, and I'm like, oh god, we're under attack. And then I see Billie Eilish like start to fly up, and I'm like, oh, thank God. I thought I was done, dude. I had
You
to like,
thought you thought Russia was invading,
yeah,
having a
dude.
terrorist attack.
I was like,
Yeah.
it's over, dude. So that was that
Wow.
show was awesome though. Like she had like
Minus the small anxiety attack that you fucking had just there.
besides that, it was awesome because her stage. First of all, like the stage like lifted into a ramp, and my computer's having a heart attack again.
Jesus, man.
Her stage like lifts up and like creates a ramp and like goes back down and like lifts her band up in the air or whatever. And her band was just her brother and a drummer, but
Okay.
but the stage itself is like a giant TV screen. Like she's walking on like LED lights that create images and stuff, and
That's cool.
it was really rad, dude. It was really rad, and she sounded great. And also, if you haven't seen it, Tobey Maguire was at one of the Billie Eilish concerts, and it's hilarious. It's just
I have not seen that.
it's going around the internet. People like taking videos of Tobey Maguire like jamming out to Billie Eilish. It's pretty hilarious. But also, Nick, I watched a bunch of movies this weekend.
Oh.
First and foremost, let me bring this up because we talked about it last week. I watched Coda. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I watched Coda, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was very good.
It's a fine movie.
I thought it was very good. It wouldn't have been my pick to like win best Oscar or whatever, but
No.
I'm not mad that it did. You know, I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
Danielle
good.
told me you cried.
I cried a little bit, but that's not saying much because I cry at everything, dude. Every
Can I
movie.
guess the time that you did cry? The scene that I can almost guarantee you that you cried,
Okay.
and you tell me if it's right. So the scene where after she does her like high school performance, and the whole family goes back to their house, and it's just her and her dad, and he's
Yeah,
like,
of
"Can you
course I
sing for
cried
me?"
during that
You
part.
fucking cried during that. That's the best part of the movie.
But that's
that
not
scene
the
it alone. That scene alone makes that movie justified that it won the Oscar.
That's not the
But-
only scene I cried at, though. I cried at the scene before that when it all went deaf, like it all went mute, and they're like
Oh,
looking
yeah.
around. That was
Mhm.
touching. Also, the scene where she has the conversation with her mom on the bed. I was like, "Damn, this is so touching." It's a great movie. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Cheesy at parts for sure. It has some cheese, but I ain't
Yeah.
mad about it. I need some.
The dad's the best character in that whole movie.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious.
Hands down.
He's
Hands
hilarious.
Yeah.
And then I implore everyone to see this movie. Okay, this movie is so freaking good. I've seen it 7 times now. Morbius. I'm just kidding.
Oh my
I'm just
God.
kidding. I'm just joking.
You fucking got me. I'm like, what movie is it? Holy shit! 7 times in the weekend?
No, I'm just kidding. I did see Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Mm.
and dude, you gotta see this movie. It's fucking incredible, dude.
Where is it streaming?
I don't think it's streaming yet. It's like I
Fuck.
think it's only
Well,
in theaters.
Damn.
But when
We'll
when
see.
it does come to streaming, like let me know. I will watch that movie with you because
Okay.
it's fucking incredible. Or just
I hear
watch
it.
it.
I hear it's really good. That's the thing. It's just like I don't have a lot of money and going to
You
the
got
movie. Well, I do have AMC gift cards. Maybe I will see it.
it's one to see, dude. It's a bonkers movie. It's hilarious. It's got some like really fun action scenes. It's really touching and heartwarming. Uh, it's just really fucking good. Really
You know,
really good.
my heart sits at like 126 degrees. I don't think it needs any more heat.
Oh, okay. It's heart
Um,
cooling. It's heart
there you
cooling.
okay. It chills the
It
heart.
chills you out,
I'm all
man.
right with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a weird like, and honestly, dude, I'm gonna say something really controversial here.
All right.
There's no way Doctor Strange can even top that movie. Like as far as
Really?
multiversal movies go, because it's a
Really?
everything everything everywhere all at once is a movie about the multiverse,
Oh.
and like a bunch of different realities exist and they're hopping
So
through realities and stuff.
so
And
the only thing that I know about this movie is it's all Asian, which is cool. I'm all about that. I like that. But also the whole plot line is uh, this chick can't it goes through dimensions trying to save the world, and somebody who also goes through dimensions is trying to stop her. That's all I know about the whole movie.
so it's Michelle Yeoh, and if you don't know who that is, she was in Crazy Rich Asians. She's like the mom in
Hmm.
Crazy Rich Asians. She
Right,
was
yeah.
also a Bond girl back in the Pierce Brosnan days, and was in a Jackie Chan movie. Did a lot of action scenes back in the day. Oh, she's in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She's awesome. She's the shit. But she has like a laundromat with her husband or whatever, and they're like maybe getting divorced or whatever. I don't want to spoil too much, but like
Yeah.
she goes to talk to her tax person, who is Jamie Lee Curtis, who is fucking amazing in this movie. I love Jamie Lee Curtis in this movie. And then her husband like sort of dips out and like dips back in, and he's like, "Hey, multiverse, this is happening. We need your help to stop this bad thing from happening." And just minor spoilers, the bad person is their daughter. So you can kind of see like what the message is here, but it's it's great, dude. It's a great movie. Joe and Anthony Russo produced it, the Russo brothers, and it's by the guys who directed Swiss Army Man.
Oh, yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, really weird movie, Swiss Army Man, and this movie is also very weird and does some weird things. Because
I'm about it.
the only way they can hop through dimensions is by doing like something that wouldn't probably happen in the dimension they're currently in. So they end up doing some really fucking weird things. Like at one point, the guy has to like give himself paper cuts in between his fingers to like jump through dimensions. Yeah, that's all I will
Oh,
say about this movie.
okay.
It's fucking amazing. Jamie Lee Curtis is amazing. Michelle Yeoh is amazing. It's really good. Really great movie. Anyway, this is about video games. Let's talk
Let's
about video
talk about
games.
them.
Nick, what you been playing?
Fucking nothing.
Oh,
I've been
sick.
playing the basic shit. Everything that I've always said I've been playing. I've just been playing more of it. Gotten really into team fight tactics. It's the League of
It's
Legends.
like you've been playing Team Fortress, dude?
No, no, no. Team fight tactics. It's the League of Legends auto chess bullshit. Just to kill time. Like I didn't think I liked auto chess from the years and years and years of, hearing about it. But, TFT, I don't like it. Like it's not something that's like, yeah, you should definitely play this game, but it's like it kills 30 minutes if I need to. That's pretty much how I look at it. It's like, well, what am I I'll just get on this and kill some time. I played a little bit of Elden Ring, kind of burning on that one. Um
After
and
like 100 and some odd hours.
that's it. I'm totally understandable. I'm in the first. I just beat Margit, and I'm in the first castle area. So I'm like, all right. I've seen most of this. I'm kind of bored, but I need to do it to progress and whatever. Um, Other than that, I can't think of anything else. What about you? What have you been playing?
I've been playing a few things. First of all, I'll start out with Triangle Strategy. I am making some serious progress in that game. Not much to like add to that, other than
Mm-hmm.
just saying I really like the intrigue of the story. I'm really into the story right now, and I'm feeling it. Um, but yeah, the gameplay is lacking something, but it's good. I like it a lot. I also played some more Horizon last week, Horizon Forbidden
Okay.
West, and they
Okay.
did something, Nick, that made me enjoy this game so much more than I was. Uh,
Horizon.
yes, they had a
Okay.
patch. They added a patch, so they added a patch where you can go into the settings and turn off pickup animations, so you don't have to stop and
Oh,
like grab things. So you could just run
fantastic.
around and grab things, and I'm like, yes, it made me. It was a game changer, dude. I'm like running around picking everything up. It's great. It's great. I'm absolutely loving that game. It's a
Fan
beautiful game, and it's just fun.
fantastic. Yeah,
And
that's a
then
game that I don't think I'll actually play.
yeah, you didn't play the
That's
first one,
I didn't
so
play the first one. I don't think I'll play this one. It seems a lot like the first one, and I don't know. I just couldn't get into it
they're
the
great
way that
games.
a
I
lot of people
really
did.
think you should give the first one another try.
I
Honestly,
might.
it's
I
it's
might. There's not a whole lot going on right now, so I might.
It's true. It's a great game, dude. And I think it's free, right? Like the first one from that like it's part of that like PlayStation
Oh, it
Plus
might
bundle.
be. It might be.
And maybe, I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, great game. And then also today, me and our buddy Brandon decided to boot up that new Returnal co-op patch
Big,
that just came out.
big
And
shit. How is it? How does it walk me through what happens? Like, is there like a thing you go up to and it's like invite a co-op player or something like that? Do you have to do like a tutorial? Do you have to
no,
what's involved in it?
it's literally like you step out of the ship like you do in a normal run, and you're in that
Uh-huh.
like opening area where there's like the ship that you come out of,
Uh-huh.
and then there's just like a new like giant orb in the corner, and you go over to it and you invite your friend, and then your friend's in your game.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's that
Can you
simple.
can you play the tower with it, or can you only play the main story with it? Like, because they added the tower, the endless
Yeah,
tower
so
or
I
whatever.
haven't I haven't tried the endless tower, but I have heard that you cannot do co-op with the endless tower, which is
I
unfortunate.
don't like that.
I would
What's
say just give it time. I feel like they may add it in the future because it's like they
mm,
just added that tower, so they probably
yeah.
just and they're probably fucking around with netcode. We did have this weird glitch where Brandon couldn't look at his map for some reason, or like his map was just blank
Huh.
in the corner. It wasn't at first, and then it just sort of glitched out. So I kind of had to like lead the way everywhere because he was like, I
Weird.
don't know where we are.
That's kind of
So
cool. Maybe he picked up like a mutation or a
maybe.
parasite or something that's
I
just
don't
like,
think
hey,
so.
you
I think it
can't see
was.
your HUD.
I don't think so. I think it was a glitch.
Yeah,
Um,
probably. But it'd be cool if shit like that was in the game. Like if they did they add anything? Do you know? Did they add like new weapons or whatnot?
uh, not that I could tell. Not that I could
Okay.
see.
Okay.
But I honestly haven't played enough to even tell you. Definitely didn't get any new weapons, but as far as like like upgrades or malignants or whatever, I can't tell. I don't know. It
Yeah,
didn't
it's
seem
been
like
so
it.
long.
Yeah, it didn't
It's been
seem
a
like
while.
it. Yeah, it was funny. Me and Brandon were like having a hard time like remembering how to play the game. We're like, what does this do? What does that do? But like playing it again, dude, man, it's great, and I should give it another go because I never even beat it. I never even got past the second boss, really.
See, that's a game you don't really need to beat, in my opinion. Like wherever you feel like you want to stop, that's good enough.
Yeah,
Like
it's a roguelike,
there's
so
the story's just kind of like meh, a very like you don't you won't get it. Like it's very artsy fartsy, and they want
yeah.
you to think something, and they want to be like, oh, mind blown, but at the end you're like, okay, fucking start it up again. Like it's very
It's like Elden Ring.
forgettable. No, I don't know. Elden Ring's kind of interesting because
Or
there's so
Bloodborne.
many layers, whereas this one's just like it's a spooky game, but not really, but kinda, but not really. So,
Uh, yeah, but it was fun, man. It was fun to get back in there, and the bosses are also like harder because they're more bullet spongy with the two of you, you know. So
I would hope so.
yeah, it's pretty rough. Me and Brandon had a real hard time beating that second boss. So which we never did actually. So it,
Oh,
it's it's tough, but it's fun, dude. That game is just it's a treasure. It's a treasure.
it's so snappy.
It's a hidden
Such
gem. You know,
it is.
I think in like 10 years people are going to be like Returnal, that's like a hidden gem that you should play on the PS5. You know, like when the PS6 comes out and they're like, "What's the PS5 hidden gem?" And I think people will say Returnal. It's it's a
Well,
great
I
game.
mean, kind of the same thing with Resogun,
Right.
honestly.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, it's a fucking fantastic game. But a whole lot of people didn't play it unless you got the PlayStation 4 really early.
Well,
And that
yeah,
was one of the only games that you had because
or
you
the
bought the
Vita,
PlayStation.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They're great. I'm excited to see what they do next, you know. Um But speaking of what they do next, let's get into the titties, huh? These are some tidbits of news that we feel like talking about. This is Crystal Dynamics on Twitter. Crystal Dynamics is incredibly excited about the future of Unreal and how it will help us take our storytelling to the next level. That's why we're proud to announce that our next hashtag Tomb Raider game is being built on Unreal Engine 5. Nick,
Jake.
what do you think?
You know, um, Unreal Engine must be the most easy, accessible engine ever built because everybody is switching to it. Every company, it seems like, is switching to the Unreal Engine. Cyberpunk just announced The Witcher is going to be on Unreal. Um, we just got, I don't want to spoil too much. I don't know if you have it in here. Um, another new game from Square Enix is going to be on Unreal Engine. We'll
Mm-hmm.
get into that a little later. Um, there was some other company announced like, hey, oh, I think Remedy also was like, hey, there's an Unreal Engine. Like, oh, no? Okay.
No, no, theirs is on
There's
their own
just a
engine.
bunch. I don't remember exactly which ones there were, but it's crazy to me that everybody's like, yeah, we're jumping on this. This is the way. And if you were ever to like get in on the ground floor of something like a Microsoft, I think this is what it is. I think if you could get into stocks in Epic, now's the time
Yeah,
because they're just gonna fucking blow up. They're gonna take the whole thing over, and it'll be really hard to combat this engine just alone. I mean, they also have Fortnite, but it would be really hard to even if they were just like an engine machine, which they kind of started out with. But it's crazy. It is crazy. I like the Unreal Engine. It looks fucking fantastic. It looks pretty as hell. The particles, the lighting, beautiful. And apparently, it seems to work with every kind of game. So more power to them. The capitalist in me goes, "Fuck yeah." The like socialist in me goes, maybe, maybe not. Maybe we should have other things. But we'll always have those
yeah.
indies that can't afford the cost of it, or you know, who knows? I don't know. I don't know. Seem pretty cool. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, I like I tend to agree with what you're saying. I think there's two sides to this story, right? There's the Unreal side of this story and then the Tomb Raider side of this story. Uh as far as the Unreal side of the story, because I think it was Jason Schreier like tweeted out a picture of like every game that's being built on Unreal, and
Hmm.
it's like all of them. It's all of them, which I don't think it's necessarily because Unreal is like easier to use than any other engine, although it probably is pretty easy to use. I think it's just because it's like the industry standard, and like if you go to school for game development, they teach you Unreal Engine. Um,
Right. Yeah,
it's kind
that's
of
true.
it's kind of like if you go to school for audio engineering, you know Pro Tools, right?
Yeah.
It's not that Pro Tools is like any better than any other DAW. It's just that's the one they teach you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
and
it's
I,
kind of like Photoshop, you know? What other Photoshops are there?
yeah, or like Premiere or whatever.
Hmm.
Like there are different, you know, photo editors or video editors, but that's just the one that people know. Personally, I'm okay with it. Like there's a lot of great games that are built on Unreal, and like it seems like Unreal is pretty easy to like manipulate and kind of make it your own, which I think is why people really like Unreal Engine. But there is
Hmm.
something to be said about like someone using a proprietary engine, because in my experience, when you play a game that's like built on their own engine, well, it's either going to be like a clusterfuck of a game that like sucks ass, or it's going to be like some next level shit like Horizon, which is built on the, you know, the proprietary Decima engine, which is great. It's so great that Kojima used it for Death Stranding, and it has its
Yep.
own kind of, you know, style and life. It doesn't feel like Unreal, you know, it feels like its own thing. And it's funny you bring up Remedy. Remedy has their own engine that they use for like Control, which our next story is going to be talking about how they're using it for a couple new games. And I heard that they're making some new games with that Control engine. I'm like, yes, this fucking rules, because that engine is special. Um, yeah, it's almost like Unreal is like kind of cookie cutter almost.
Yeah.
Uh, as far as Tomb Raider goes, though, and like a new Tomb Raider game, I'm not sure I care too much.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see like what they do. Like, is this going to be a continuation of like the modern trilogy that we got? You know, like
Right.
the one, what was it, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, or Rise of the Tomb Raider,
Hmm.
or are they rebooting again and like
I don't
starting
know.
fresh?
Yeah, that is an interesting question. I didn't play the last one. I think the
I did.
second one, I didn't like the second one at all. Like I played through it, the whole thing, so I must have liked it a little bit. But when I beat it, I'm like, I wasn't satisfying. I felt like it was a step backwards from the first one, and it didn't even have multiplayer. Like I like the multiplayer in Tomb Raider, and they took it out. Um, then Rise of the Tomb Raider, I think was the third one. Never played it, so it's hard to say where that story left off. Um,
I think the second one was Rise of the Tomb Raider, and the third one was Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like I don't know much about Tomb Raider um, anymore, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Tomb Raider in Unreal Engine 5 with like big hairy spiders that you have to shoot with two very shiny desert eagles in the
Yes.
face and
Give us a
you
battle
know,
against dinosaurs and stuff. Yeah.
and fighting sharks in the ocean. Like give me that shit. That's what I love
Yeah.
about Tomb Raider. Like
Right.
the Indiana Jones but like to 11, you know? It's kind of like, "Oh shit, now there's a dinosaur attacking me. How did
Yeah.
this happen?"
There's like
I like
weird
that.
monkey creatures. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I've always been a huge fan of Tomb Raider, like even the old school PS1 Tomb Raider games. Like my
Yeah.
dad was big into the Tomb Raider games, which in turn made me get into the Tomb Raider games. And when the new series started, I really liked the first one. I thought it was cool. I was like, okay, she's new to this, so she's a little bit more, you know, apprehensive and skeptical, and you know, you see her kind of growing into this, and the game ends with her with the desert eagles at the end shooting off a cliff, and you're like, yes, she's a badass now. And
Yeah.
then the second game comes out and it's more of the same, and
It's
she's
exactly the
you
same,
don't
but she
even get
doesn't.
you don't even get the double pistols. It's bullshit. And
Not
it
even at
piss
the end. Not
Yeah,
even against the helicopter that you're shooting
it's
down. Like,
bullshit. And
yeah.
then I didn't finish the third one, but I did play it because it was on Game Pass back when I had an Xbox, the good old days. Um, but yeah, I played a few hours of that one, and I was like, this is the same shit again. So I'm kind of hoping that they take it in a new direction. It could be the same Lara, that we got
Yeah.
in those other games, but now
I
she's like
liked her.
cool. She
I,
wears
I
shorts
liked
now
her.
or something,
Yeah.
you know?
She wears shorts. She
Yeah.
wears shorts and a crop top and
Well, cause
triangle tits and
yeah, well,
yeah.
that was something about like the OG Tomb Raider, right? She was a badass. Like she wore those funky circular glasses, and
That's true. That is true. She did have those funky circular glasses
yeah,
that were like the
and she
Ozzy
like
Osbourne.
and she like rode a motorcycle and shit. She like lived in a mansion, and she's like, I am the shit. Like I am
That's
cool.
true.
It was
That
more
is
than
true.
just like her being sexy. It was like she's a badass bitch. And
Hmm.
they really took that away from her in the new series, which was
Yeah.
fine. It worked fine, at least in the first game. But I would like to see Lara being a badass bitch again.
That's
That's
true.
all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I hope
Where
they take
she's
it in that direction.
slapping guys around like, no, it's too dangerous. And she's like, shut up, bitch.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
I'm doing this.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
she's Angelina Jolie again. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Fucking yeah.
that's any more thoughts on Tomb Raider?
That's it. I like Tomb Raider. I just wish exactly what you said, that they made her more of a sex icon and also a badass.
Yes, exactly.
Like
That is what
G.I.
I said.
Jane.
That is what I said. Uh, our next study here, this is from Remedy on Twitter. They said, we are pleased to announce that we will be remaking the iconic Max Payne and Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne, in a new development agreement with Rockstar Games. Nick, do you have a history with Max Payne?
No. I played the second one.
Okay.
That's it. You know what? This scares me. This really scares me because Remedy has so many projects going on, and I know you brought this up in like a group text that we're in. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, how the fuck are they getting out all of these games? Like their team can't be that big. Like they don't have that many people in their studios. What scares me about it is the fact that Rockstar Games just released the trilogy of Grand Theft Autos to in a horrendous state.
Sure.
Absolutely god awful definitive editions of old games. I feel like they're going to do the same shit with this. This remake is not actually going to be a remake. It's going to be just a fucking port that they're calling a remake or definitive edition or whatever you want to say about it. And it's going to be bad. And it'll have so many fucking bugs, so many problems because I feel like they're just kind of stalling for Grand Theft Auto 6. But who knows? I don't know. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna disagree a little with you here.
Well, fuck you then.
I do think Remedy is working on a lot of projects, and I have no idea how they do it. But that being said, Remedy don't miss. Except for with Crossfire. I mean, we don't need to talk about that. But
I mean, there was Quantum Break too.
Yeah, but even that was like, you know, it might not be for everyone, but I think some people liked it, and it was interesting at the very least.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they're coming right off the back of Control right now. And that was the thing that got me excited about these games. First of all, let me say, I've never played Max Payne. I know about Max Payne, obviously, but I've never played them. So I'm like looking at this as like, hey, this is an opportunity to play these games that I know are legendary Rockstar games or whatever. But the thing that makes me think that these are going to be better than the GTA definitive editions is that they announced that they're making it ground up with the Control engine, with the engine that they used to make Control. And I'm like, that engine is so dope. The ray tracing, all that, you know, particle effects, all that shit in a Max Payne game sounds pretty sick to me. So I've got faith in them. I'm thinking Remedy is just like a growing developer. Like they're growing and they're expanding and they've got more development teams working on different projects and stuff. And I think I guess the worry and the concern is like right before this happens, it seems that every time we're like, hey, Bethesda's great, they release some stinker of a game, and you're like, shit. And you're like, CD Projekt Red is like they're the golden boys, and then they release Cyberpunk. And right
It's
now, I
true.
think Remedy is in that space where they're like, Remedy's the shit. We love Remedy. Who knows? Maybe Alan Wake 2 could be that game where we're like, what the fuck is this? Um,
Yeah.
but
So
I also don't
as
think Remedy is like making Bethesda sized games. You know what I mean?
right.
Control's a big game for sure, but at
Yeah.
the same token, it's still only just like a few rooms when you really think about it. And Alan
Yeah.
Wake is like, it's a smaller game, and I imagine Alan Wake 2 will also be a smaller game. The
Yeah.
thing that
They're
makes
not making like a full Witcher 3 sort of
right. The thing that
cyberpunk
makes
world.
Remedy like really special in my opinion is that instead of focusing on making a really long and intense game, is they're like, how do we make this special? Like Alan Wake had like the weird open world but not open world thing that was like super different for the time, and the lighting was crazy, and it had the weird like day night cycle stuff. And of course Control, which is a longer game, but like it had the particle effects, it had the ray tracing, you know. And I think that's what Remedy really shines at, is like making something new and fresh.
Yeah.
Who knows how
That's
long that can
true.
last. Anyway, sorry, go on. What were you saying?
That's it. I was going to bring up that Remedy, as of December 2019, only has 250 employees
Wow.
across 30 countries.
Wow.
So, I mean, it
So
sounds like a lot of people, but if we bring up like
yeah, it's not.
EA, EA number of employees, they have 9,800 employees. So,
Well, EA is not a very fair comparison. They're a
uh,
publisher.
okay, Cyberpunk or not Cyberpunk, CD
CD
Projekt
Project
Red,
Red.
Red staff. Number of employees. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. 859.
Yeah,
So,
it's
they're a
pretty insane.
smaller studio for sure.
They definitely are, and but they're working with Rockstar, and I wonder if like Rockstar might lend them some like studios to like help them build it or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, I do think
Yeah.
Rockstar right now is just sort of filling the void until uh, GTA 6. I do think you're right. That's why we're getting Grand Theft Auto Definitive and Max Payne. Maybe we'll get a Bully remake. That'd be pretty neat. Um,
I, you said that, and I immediately thought of the Hogwarts Legacy. Like, that's Bully. That's
yeah,
Bully
you're
right
right.
there.
We don't need it. Yeah, you're right.
We don't need it anymore. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it comes out.
Speaking of, well, I guess not studios, but publishers that are just making a lot of stuff all the time, because we just talked about them a second ago with Tomb Raider. Square Enix has announced that that development is underway on Kingdom Hearts 4, the next entry in the long-running Disney RPG series. The news came as part of a 20th anniversary celebration event and included the release of the very first trailer. They also had like some weird like phone game, like some weird
Was it
that
a
I'm
phone
sure.
game?
Yeah, it was a phone game, and I'm sure it's gonna be like it's all the Kingdom Farts, the
Kingdom Farts.
the
That's, yeah.
Kingdom Farts fans are gonna be like, it's the most important piece of story that you need to play so you can understand why Pooh Bear loves Goofy so much. Uh,
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 4. Nick, what do you think? What do you think of this? What do you think?
I don't give a shit.
Did you watch the
However,
trailer?
I watched the trailer.
Okay.
Trailer's pretty cool. I like that Unreal Engine look. I like that realism, like very realistic. You put a cartoon
Yeah,
characters in a
it's like
realistic place.
New
It's like
Donk
this is
City.
yeah. I got very like Mario Odyssey vibes from this for sure. Um, the more interesting thing about this trailer is there is a segment where they're panning over like a forest area with like a stream running through it, and they pan, and the top right about here they end, and there's something right here in the last frame, and people are fucking speculating that it's an ATST foot. And I'm like, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, yes. Obviously that's happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars, we're gonna have a Star Wars world, we're gonna have a Marvel world.
Totally.
Completely. Obviously, for sure, going to happen. It's the only thing that's gonna get me to buy this game.
Totally, dude. Yeah, I think
I-
right because like they probably started making Kingdom Farts 3
Mhm,
before the Star Wars acquisition and before
mhm.
Marvel really got heated, really
Right.
got the
Yeah.
heat that it's got now.
Mhm.
Uh so that's why we got like the Tangle World or whatever in the last one. It's just
Yeah.
so stupid to talk about these games. But like yeah, I think they should lean heavy into Star Wars and Marvel in this one. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Especially like they're in this realistic looking sort of world, which I'm sure that's just one of the many worlds that you end up going to in the game. Like this is the fucking Final Fantasy world that you're in. And
Mhm.
then, you'll still go to like 100 Acre Woods or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I think you could have, like Han Solo and fucking Captain America fit into this like city feel and it wouldn't look totally bizarre and weird as like Pooh
It,
Bear running around.
I mean,
You
it
know?
kind of would, wouldn't it? I think. Like, I'm totally down for them to just fucking scrap all of the story because the story doesn't fucking make any sense, and I do not care
Just start
about the
over.
story at all. Just go, fuck all that. We have a character. For some reason, he can bounce between these Disney worlds. That's it. That's it. That's all we need. We don't need fucking there's bad guys here and they're plotting this and this character is this fucking this character and this character sucked off this character, but they're actually sisters in another dimension and Pooh Bear is actually evil and Mario is Luigi and Luigi is
Oh, Mario's
uh
there now.
and Mario's there also. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all convoluted. Just fucking send me on a tour of the Disney properties. That's all I want. Video game tour of Disney
I mean,
properties.
that's kind of what they are, especially like the first two games. I don't know if you ever played them, but I
I
mean, that's
didn't.
kind of what they are. My biggest issue with those games, and I think I just came to this realization right now, is they're too much of an action RPG and not enough of a platformer. Like I want this game to be more like a Ratchet and Clank, not
Yeah,
like a Darksiders. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like
I get you. I
like
get
it's a
you.
fucking Pooh Bear game. Like I just want to jump around and hit things. Like I don't want to like micromanage my inventory and like
See,
look at my fucking upgrades and all this bullshit. I just want to jump around and hit things. You
you
know?
know what I wish? You know what I wish? I wish that every world was a different play style.
That'd be
That's
neat.
what I wish. It'd be like, okay, you're in Pooh Bear World, it's a jumping puzzle. Now you're in Star Wars. Now it's a fucking flight simulator. Now you're in Marvel World. Now it's a 3D, action RPG. Now you're in Sonic Land, and it's a Sonic game. I don't know. I don't know these fucking games, and they're bad. But you throw Star Wars in anything, and I'm on board.
That's fair. That's totally fair, man.
I almost bought the Connect for that dancing Star Wars karaoke game. So almost. I was this close.
Real quickly before we move on to the last piece of news here, but like Square Enix is working on a lot of shit, man. We got, you know, I'm assuming the new Final Fantasy, which is what Final Fantasy 16, which
Hmm.
will probably come soonish. The new Tomb Raider that was just announced, the new Kingdom Hearts that was just announced,
Final Fantasy 7 Part
Part
2.
2, um, and Avengers, I guess you kick out that. I'm sure they're gonna make a Guardians 2. I'm sure that they'll make a second Guardians. Uh, wasn't it announced that they're working on some fucking Star Wars game? I don't know,
I
but
don't
like
remember. Probably.
they're working on a lot of shit right now, and I don't know. I'm worried for them. I hope they'll make it through it. I hope they don't totally fuck
No,
everything up.
man.
Because I
Microsoft's going to buy them out.
I feel like every time every time we hear of a new Square Enix game released, right? We got Final Fantasy VII that came out, which was a semi-success, but it's like, oh, it didn't sell as well as it should have. The last two Tomb Raiders have both times it was like they didn't make as much as they should have. When Guardians of the Galaxy came out, it didn't make as much of it as it should have. Avengers
fucking flop. Well, it did really well at first, but then it went
I would go as far as to say Avengers is like an Anthem level failure. You know, like it maybe did a little bit better, but just because of the IP. But yeah, just like a total train wreck. So I worry about Square Enix. I hope they do all right because they do make some stuff every once in a while that I like. I love that.
I wish they would bring back Sleepy Dogs.
Give me Sleepy Dogs, dude.
Just bring back Sleeping Dogs, and
give me a remaster. I'll take another remaster.
Get me Emma Stone in the fucking Sleepy Dogs game, and we're good.
Emma Stone. Why Emma Stone?
She was in the first one.
She was?
She was one of the love interests.
Oh, shit.
You take her to, like, the fountain and stuff. God, I want to play that game again.
Dude, yeah, let's play Sleepy Dogs again.
Probably on Steam.
All right, last piece of news here. Give my computer just a second to stop freaking the fuck out. Okay, we're good. This comes from Ryan Brown at CNBC, because we're legit now. We only take articles from CNBC now.
That's it. That's why there's zero news.
That's right. Sony and the Lego family bet big on the metaverse with $2 billion investment in Epic Games. Fortnite creator Epic Games has raised $2 billion in funding from Sony and the Lego family in a massive deal highlighting the excitement from big businesses about the so-called metaverse. Goddamn. Sony will inject $1 billion in the company, Epic announced Monday, and Kirkby, the family-owned investment company behind Lego, will invest an equal amount. The deal, which is subject to customary closing conditions, would value Epic at $31.5 billion. The news arrives hot on the heels of a partnership announced by Epic and Lego last week, aimed at co-developing a family-friendly metaverse for kids. A proportion of our investments is focused on trends we believe will impact the future world that we and our children will live in, Soren Thorup Sorensen, CEO of Kirkby, said in a statement on Monday.
What a name, dude. What a name. Soren Thorup Sorensen. His name's Soren Sorensen. Are you kidding me?
That is I don't know, Polish, Swedish ass name. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. It's a name.
It certainly is. This investment will accelerate our engagement in the world of digital play, and we are pleased to be investing in Epic Games to support their continued growth journey with a long-term focus towards the future metaverse. Nick.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think this means for gaming, for the children, and the future of Epic Games? And I'm more fascinated by the Sony aspect of this personally. But
what I'm interested in is, what is Epic going to do with a metaverse? What did they show Sony and Lego to be like, this is going to be the future? You should invest in our company because this is what did they show them to get money from Lego and Sony?
I have a theory.
It is so strange. Like Fortnite. Fortnite is a metaverse, right?
Sure.
They've got fucking concerts, they got movies, it's not just a game where you shoot little kids in the face and build structures. It's like Roblox, which is also a metaverse. Where you can do whatever the fuck you want, it seems like. I haven't played Fortnite in a very long time, so I don't know if that's correct. That's a metaverse. I don't know why we are saying the word metaverse as if it's a new concept. Metaverse has been around forever.
It's just a game,
like,
you know.
It's not it's a game, but like we've had like chat rooms that are also you know, metaverses. Like there was one called IMVU or something like that. There was one called Second Life. That one is just the fucking metaverse that, Facebook
I mean, hell, even
marks.
like World of Warcraft, like,
Yeah. There's an economy, you get a house, you get pets, you get this, you
yeah,
have to upkeep it, otherwise, you're fucked. It's a life. It's a second life. And I don't understand why this metaverse is anything at all. Like we've had this
it's
forever.
just
It is
trendy.
not a new thing. What is the change between that old stuff that we've had since grade school for me and you to what we have now? Like I it's the same shit. I don't understand how it's trending, I suppose. Like but yeah, I'm super curious to see what Epic has or has shown just to get $2 billion. And that's another thing. Like this number, $2 billion, like, oh yeah, that's two. But no, that's a B in front of that. Like I can't even comprehend $1 million. Like if you were to be like, here's $100 bills, all $1 million. I can't even comprehend how much money that is. This is 2,000 million dollars, right? That's how it works, right? Yeah. This is 2,001 million dollars. What the fuck kind of money are we talking about? Like that just blows my mind how big of an investment this is. Um just to do something that may fail. But then again, Epic's been on a great track record for whatever the fuck they're doing. So it's hard to say. What are you thinking? What are you thinking on this?
Well, I mean, I have a theory, right?
Mhm.
My theory is maybe they're thinking about making some sort of, I don't know, chat room sort of, like taking all the features that are in Fortnite, right? Like the concerts and the blah blah blahs, like the hanging out with the friends, and also taking like elements of like VR chat and stuff like that, and putting it into like a Lego world, right? Where it's like a Lego metaverse where you can like build your house and you can like buy blocks to
You mean Minecraft?
yeah,
You mean you mean Minecraft?
yeah.
Okay.
But
But you have to pay for all the blocks because
right,
they're all
right. And
licensed
there's
by
like
Disney and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And it's less about the building and more about the like interacting with people or whatever.
collecting, yeah,
Yeah.
collecting and
Which
interacting,
just
yeah.
sounds so sterile and gross and not fun to me. And also, I just hate the idea of like, let's make a metaverse that is targeted at children. That was one of the
Oh
lines from the
yeah,
article.
that's one of them.
And it's just
Metaverse
like,
for kids.
it's just
What does
like,
that mean?
it's such a bad idea to like, let's just have a social network just for children. And it's like, no, how about we just keep kids off of social network? And if they are on social network, how about we don't spotlight it? So,
Yeah.
like it's just like the worst thing you could possibly do.
Let's
Um,
yeah, let's completely destroy our kids with terrible role models and body image problems and all of this bullshit that goes on in the world and make them really anxious and depressed about how the world fucking works. But who knows? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we should fucking kill our kids early on so that way they're like shit, something has to change, and then the ones that get into politics are like, we need to change the system because we grew up with this shit and everything's fucked. We need to change.
well,
Maybe it is good that we're traumatizing our kids with the internet
and it,
at
it
such a
could,
young age.
dude, it could like totally even be less like we could even be putting more thought into it than we even need to, because like it's something we were just talking about earlier. Like right now is the time to invest into Epic because of the Unreal Engine, and
Mhm.
I think Sony and Lego are both going to start thinking about using the Unreal Engine a little bit more. And I know Sony, they have the Decima engine and all that stuff. They've got the Naughty Dog engine. But I wouldn't be surprised if they like, get some like second party games that are made on the Unreal Engine.
Mm.
It would not surprise me at all. And Lego, I know, was an absolute train wreck to make the Skywalker Saga game on their own proprietary
Oh
engine,
yeah,
and it was like awful. So would not be surprised if Lego's next game moves over to the
the
Unreal
Unreal
Engine.
Engine.
So it could be something as simple as that, and then just for some like marketing and buzzwords, they're just like the metaverse, huh? Because of Fortnite, and everything that's built on Unreal is like a giant metaverse or whatever. It could be something as simple as that. The other thing that I think about is what does this mean for the future of Sony putting games onto Steam? Will they continue putting games onto Steam, or will they start putting their games onto Epic? I don't know, because it does seem like Sony and Epic have this weird sort of like partnership going on,
It
and
is
maybe
true.
Sony starts to lean away from Steam. I don't know.
Maybe they're doing both. Maybe it'll be like you can get it on Steam or Epic. I can't imagine they have like a deal with Steam where it's like
I think they
we'll put
do.
your games exclusively on Steam.
I
I
think
think
they
they're just like
do,
we
though.
want to sell games on the PC, and Steam is the biggest library currently.
I
You
think
know,
they do have a deal with Steam, though.
maybe
I think they absolutely do.
I don't know. I would love to like
'Cause
sit
isn't
in
there
as a
like
fly
even
on the wall of some of these board meetings just to see how
like what's
shit
going
is
on?
run, how shit's run at the top level. You know, I just want to see what kind of conversations go on in these boardrooms. I find that very fascinating, and I know I'll never be able to do that. And well, I don't know that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe somebody at Sony wants to give me a job or something as like a junior CEO or something. I'll take it. I'll take it. You hear that, Sony? If you're looking for a junior CEO, I'm your guy.
Nick's your guy.
Sign me up.
Well, isn't there even like a section on Steam where it's like here's Sony games, like they even spotlight Sony games.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like there
Hmm.
probably is some sort of deal with them and Steam, but I could see them going over to Epic. Uh, I don't know. Who knows? It's an interesting piece of news. It's all like, what does it mean? But
Yeah.
it pro, you
That
know,
that's
I
all
know,
what news means.
I know you're like, I want to see what it's like in one of those board meetings. My guess is these guys are not as smart as we think they are. You know, I think they're just going by the
Well,
seat of their pants.
that's kind of why I want to see it because it would answer a lot of questions. Like if you got to spy in on one of these board meetings, you could be like, "Oh yeah, that's not what we were way off, dude," or like, "Well, we're kind of close," you know, just to get an idea of like that way for future things, future pieces of news. We're like, yeah, they wouldn't think like that though. Like those boardrooms aren't like that at all. They're very lax, or you know, something like that. Um, the media is looking way too hard into this, and it's just going to turn out to be nothing because it was all speculatory, and $1 billion isn't that big of an investment for a company like Sony. You know, they're just like, yeah, might as well. Why not? You know, so it could be a whole bunch of things, and the news has been speculatory. It's always been speculatory, unless somebody dies, then it's
Don't talk about it.
something else. Yeah, then don't talk about it or
Uh,
talk about it so that you look good and the other people look bad. Yeah, yeah.
well, we've got some reviews here, Nick, from Open Critic.
Whoa,
First
I
and
was not
foremost,
expecting that this episode. Holy crap.
Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamer edition, got a 77 from 47 critic reviews. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga got an 82, which is pretty good, from 107 critic reviews.
Yeah.
Wow. I've been seeing a lot of stuff online about this game, and I really want to play it. I really want
I
to play it.
I need Danielle to buy it so that we can play it together. And I think that'd be very cute,
You know what's weird? It has couch co-op, but
but
it
not
doesn't.
online co-op.
Yeah, no online play, which is weird.
I think it has a lot to do with what you were saying earlier. They just had so much production issues with this engine and whatnot. They're like, fuck it, we're not even gonna try to finish the online stuff.
Yeah,
That's
they
a
also
whole
maybe
nother
didn't
bag of
want to
worms.
like. They maybe didn't want to fuck with like netcode and stuff. Yeah, I don't
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
MLB The Show 22 got a 76 from 31 critic reviews.
It seems pretty low for that. The last one got like it was like number one selling all the time. So
Well, I think now that it's like not a PlayStation exclusive, I would expect it to start dropping.
you think
Honestly,
so?
yeah.
Just
I think
because more people can play it and more people
to
can review
me
it.
that told me, okay, Sony got their prestige MLB games out. They proved that they're the shit. Now they want to make some money. They're just gonna fucking release these things yearly for the rest of the time, just like Madden.
Yeah.
Yep. Next week in games, or this week in games, Don't Starve Together comes to Switch on April 12th. That's exciting. That sounds like a great thing to play on Switch.
That game is like 12 years old though.
Okay, still come to Switch.
I'm just saying.
Sounds like a great thing to play on Switch though. Cat Cafe Manager comes to Switch and PC on April 14th. Get excited to take care of your cat cafe. Nobody Saves the World comes to PS5, PS4, and Switch on April 14th. I know people like that one.
Yeah.
Road 96 comes to PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, and Xbox One on April 14th. It's a game that exists.
Radical.
Go check it out.
That one actually interests me a little bit.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, like, I'm sure we'll see it next week.
Is it going to be like a 12 minutes sort of like, that's an interesting thing, and then people play it and they're like, it's not as good as what you think. And they're like, okay, well, I'll stay away from it then.
Yeah, well, 12 minutes is like a whole bag of worms, dude. I can't get over 12 minutes. I was so hyped for that fucking game, and I played it, and I liked it until you get to a certain point, and you're like, wait, incest? That's what this game's about? This game's about incest.
Weird.
It's a game about incest, and they got Daisy Ridley
and Willem Dafoe,
and Professor X. I forget his name. James McAvoy. Fuck. Anyway, that's a tangent. Speaking of checking things out, make sure you check out other Lonercast content. Check out our spoiler cast. Me and Nick recently finished all of the MCU.
What?
We fucking did it. We watched every MCU movie. We got a playlist. Go watch it. Check it out.
We ranked them all based on our likings, not any of your likings. So if you don't agree with us,
eat my butt.
Email us or whatever. Fucking put your shit somewhere and we'll read it and we'll have a discussion.
And we'll be continuing that spoiler cast in due time. We will review Moon Knight. We've been watching it separately, and we'll get together to review that once that's finished. We'll review Multiverse of Madness in time.
Mm-hmm.
We plan on doing a Star Wars spoiler cast in time, so that's exciting. Speaking of other content, I'm currently working on a huge X-Men project, so keep an eye out for that next month. Probably shouldn't even announce it this early, but I did it anyway.
You did it anyway.
I did it anyway. Last night, I fucking watched X-Men Origins Wolverine, and let me tell you, that movie is as bad as everyone says it is.
It is very bad.
Check out the show on Twitter at LonerCast1. Check me out on Twitter at EmergencyPizza_, and check Nick out.
I'm checking you out.
On Twitter.
Checking you out, buddy.
Hell yeah, boy. Check Nick out on Twitter at Fatal_Microwave.
That's it.
Watch us live on twitch.tv/lonercast all the time. Just go follow us and put on push notifications so you get a text message when we go live. Also, YouTube as well. Press the bell. Make sure if you want real push notifications, put your phone number in the comment section. I'll add it to my phone.
Yeah.
I'll add it to my phone and I will text you. I will text you every day.
Every Monday at least. At minimum, every Monday.
No. I'm going to text you every hour on the hour to let you know how long it is until our next live stream.
Shit.
So, Tuesday.
You don't even text me every day.
Tuesday at 2 a.m. I'll be like, we got a stream coming up in 32 hours, okay? Get ready.
T-minus 32 hours, yeah.
And then an hour later, okay, we got a stream coming up. T-minus 31 hours. It's going to be awesome.
Oh my God.
So leave your phone numbers in the comment section below.
Especially if you're hot.
Yeah. And a mom.
And your mom's number. Could you please put your mom's number down there as well?
Indeed.
She needs a friend.